Welcome back to another episode of the Brother Banter Show. It's been a while. We've been doing some pretty cool stuff. And if you have never seen a show before, or glad that you're here, this is just a show where two brothers talk about stuff. And we're going to be talking about some really cool, interesting things today. Right off the bat, we were just talking about this a little bit before the show. Halo Infinite has been all over the news. A lot of people are talking about how graphically it didn't look, next gen, because Halo Infinite's the new launch title for the Xbox Series X, which is Microsoft's next generation console. And a lot of people were complaining that it didn't look like it was a next gen game, but we're not going to talk about that. We are both. Well, I'm an avid Destiny player. You've played Destiny with me somewhat, but you're
Yeah.
not into it as much as me.
Yep.
Um, but what you brought up to me was, what if there was a Destiny style raid within Halo Infinite? Because I mean, both Destiny and Halo Infinite are sort of similar, whereas Destiny 2 is a platform that Bungie, the developer, is continuing to build off of for the next, at least the next 3 years of
And
content.
you still have that much content to put out for that game?
That they've confirmed is coming. Yes, 3 new major expansions.
Jeez.
Um, and now the 343, the developer of Halo Infinite, has said that Halo Infinite is going to be a platform for the next 10 years for the Halo franchise, and they're just going to continually add on to it and add on to it and add on to it. And we've seen in the gameplay reveal trailer that they are kind of wanting it to be kind of open world esque or open world adjacent. Like, it's not totally open world, but you have a lot more freedom of choice and a lot more area to explore from what we saw in the gameplay trailer. So what were your thoughts before we get into the raid? What were your thoughts about the gameplay trailer and what they revealed so far?
That's like from like what we talked about before. It looks similar to like Halo 1, like that
Mm-hmm.
kind of color scheme.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that that's getting back to the roots of Halo, which not I don't know, dude. That's crazy. This is the fucking sixth game
Mm-hmm.
that's come out in this series, and I mean, I've played all of them like
Right.
avidly. Like I've played through all of them. And I think it's kind of cool that it's going back to like the original Halo,
Mm-hmm.
because this might just be the end. This might just be the end of Halo. Well, I mean, the last Halo, but it's gonna last fucking 10 years, like what they're
Mm-hmm.
talking about. I think it looks really interesting, and like as soon as I saw like the map for the Halo, I was just like, this is fucking Destiny. I
Yeah.
was like, and that's what made me start thinking. And I was just like, shit, like if they are really trying to go more like along the lines of Destiny, but in a Halo universe, what's the raid gonna look like? Because that was like the pinnacle, like that for
Mm-hmm.
me playing Destiny with you. Like it was so much fun, like doing like the raids. Like yeah, I was getting carried most of the fucking time, but it was a lot of fun for me just like going through the raids because they're all so intricate, and there's a bunch of like, and it wasn't just like fighting all the time. Like there's like jumping puzzles and shit like that
Mm-hmm.
that you had to go through as well. And I was just like, I wonder if they're gonna try to flip that into like the Halo universe. And that's what I think that'd be fucking amazing if they did, but I don't know how it would really work. Like we've talked about before.
Well, I mean, that's what we kind of want to explore here right now, is what would a Destiny style raid look like in the Halo universe. So let's think about.
Okay, hold on. What is
Okay.
like the structure of, because there was strikes,
Yep.
and then like the raid was like the big ass like
Yes.
thing, and then just like the PVE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Raids are the pinnacle PVE activity, 6-man activity. So let's think about in Destiny how the raids work. Like usually there's a central mechanic that is introduced early in the raid. Like you have to figure it out or whatever when when people are doing like a world's first run, you have to figure
Yeah.
out the mechanic and it's usually introduced early on, usually like the first encounter or something. And then there's usually a some kind of movement or traversal, whether it's a jumping puzzle or like in this new raid, the new dungeon that they just came out with. It's not a raid, but they have like a sparrow. You have to like race through things with your sparrow, or like a maze or anything like that. It's usually some kind of traversal. So you have to get from one place to another through a certain number of obstacles.
Yeah.
And then that central mechanic in like the second, third activities or encounters usually are built upon and a little more complex, require a little more communication, a little more uh, team coordination, and then you get to your final boss and it kind of brings
So there's like
everything.
3 acts,
Huh?
really. It's like 3 acts.
Yeah.
You could say
Yeah.
like 3 different stages.
Yes. Exactly. But they all kind of follow that same trajectory of
Mm.
introduce a mechanic, have some kind of traversal uh, thing, maze, whatever, platforming section, and then your second encounter, like the encounter to get to the boss, and then the boss. So one thing that I think would be applicable to the Halo universe. So let's say um, there's you start the raid in the Halo universe where you are flying in. You drop in on a Pelican,
Mm.
and four. I think four. Do you think four would be too small? Would it have to be like an 8 man team?
I think it would be fine going again with 6. Like
Six.
like honestly, like SEAL Team 6, like you guys fucking some bitches up. You know what I'm saying? I think that like because that's what I was just thinking about is like
The number
if
of players. Uh oh.
yeah, like what if there's like different even like different
You were frozen for a
the
second, so
raid. So like
go
based
back.
on oh sorry.
Right.
What if there was like different tiers of like a raid based off of like how many people you had? Like what if that changed like I don't know. That might be too broad of an idea, but it's like if you had a 4-man team, you would go and do like some like more like stealthy like kind of mission because there's less people and you could like sneak in better. Whereas if you had like an 8-man team, you would have to just like go in fucking hot.
Yeah. Well, so then let's, for the sake of argument here and the example and our kind of theory crafting here, let's just stick with six,
Okay.
six team members in your squad or whatever. So you all fly in on like some Pelican or whatever, and then
'Cause
what?
they could be pretty cool in and of itself. It's just like you guys like actually jumping out because they'd be kind of like dropping in
Yeah,
Fortnite or like a battle royale kind of game.
yeah. Well, another thing about Destiny's raids is that they usually kind of propel the story forward, or at least the more recent ones do. Like, the Vaulted Glass, whatever, didn't really propel the world forward. It didn't really change the world. It was just like a crazy thing that we went and did. But like the more recent ones, like if you once the first team beats the raid, like something in the world changes. Like the world, the universe of Destiny changes based on the raid. So
Mm,
what would be really cool? So say the reason why we're doing the raid is to stop because the new enemy faction, the main enemy faction that we're fighting is the Banished.
yeah,
So say at the end of the campaign or whatever you find something that is going to lead you to some other thing, I guess. This is struggling to grasp for words here, but you find something in the campaign, and then you have to go and do the raid to stop the banished from destroying everything. We'll just say. So then, that's what kind of sets the raid off, and then you know, you go and do it. So the one thing though, so we have six people, and the one thing that I think is the most different, that could be the most interesting in a Halo universe raid, is the vehicles. There's a lot of vehicles in the Halo universe, and there's really not many that you get to encounter in Destiny. So, what would your like ideal kind of like central mechanic be? Because there's like, you collect motes of something in Halo, or in Destiny, or
Yeah.
you do um, you know, orb carrying or something like that. What would be like something equivalent in the Halo universe?
Hmm. Just like something that like
Like
carries you.
I think like activating like Forerunner objects would be something that would carry through the raid. So like you have to uh, kill these enemies and then collect something and then charge up some Forerunner objects or whatever, and
Oh,
that
okay.
and then
Be
like
able to press through the mission.
yeah, and then activate them, and then that like opens a door or spawns a boss, and then you kill the boss, and then get to move on to the next, the next section. So I think for our argument here, let's just go with that, because I don't have any other ideas that are super great at the moment.
There could be like different tasks though. Like I was just thinking like of a mission like where what if you had to collect parts to be able to fix a pelican, and then
Oh yeah,
you could go and like you just have to like you try to escape like a planet or something that's overrun by the banished.
or
So I think
or the
that
flood.
or the oh fuck that would be intense, dude.
Yeah.
That could be like borderline like scary, like the fucking that would be really oh god that'd be really fucking cool because it's your
Traveling through like the depths.
your pelican goes say like five other people. Say it again.
No, no. Go ahead.
It's just like that'd be crazy. That'd be like a zombie game. Like that'd be so fucked up. Cause like you gotta fucking run around and like go look through buildings just looking for like parts that you can try to fix your pelican with, and
Yeah,
the
that's
flood's
that.
just linked.
That could absolutely be something. Or like you have to fix up a tank, and
Oh,
then like you have to go out into these zones, fight through a bunch of flood or banished or whatever, get these
hmm
these parts, or and then bring them back, fix up your tanks, and then you can go through, and then that would be like your traversal section. You're driving these tanks through, this flood coming after you, and all this crazy shit. Like, see, there could be some really crazy, intense scenes. Because I mean, you think about some of the
they
best
got
missions,
10 years of content.
huh?
And they got 10 years of content. Like this is
Yeah.
like all. It's just crazy because like all this speculation, this pure speculation, like could be
Oh yeah.
true because they've got a fucking lot of time.
Yeah. Right. Right. So, but think though, like I was saying, some of the best missions in Halo are vehicle based missions. Like the end of Halo 3, where you are driving through uh,
Warhog.
on the Warthogs, and then you jump into the Pelican at the end, as
That's
all the platforms are falling as you're driving. Like that's something that was so intense. Um, and there's several other ones, but that's the most memorable one for me specifically.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you could have just this epic scene of fleeing from the flood or whatever it is, in the middle of the raid. So like in the beginning, you are building. You have to go fight and build up these machines, these tanks or pelicans or whatever it is. You could have shit. You could do both. You could
Oh
have
yeah.
three people in
Oh my God.
in the
Tank.
Yeah, three people in a tank or something, and then three people in the flying craft. I can't remember what they're called in Halo. But yeah, you could have three people flying, and like the flying people have to like knock down these like bombs or whatever that drop down into like these big sections of flood that blow them up, so that you can travel through on your tanks, and you have to get
Hmm.
through and explode this thing with the tanks. And then that like opens up this new area, and then you can go travel through there and get to your next section of the raid. Like that could be some crazy cool stuff that would really be awesome.
Oh hell yeah! There's just there's so much that could take place.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to know what the fuck, because at the end of Halo 5, doesn't Cortana just like go AWOL
Pretty
and
yeah,
kind of?
pretty much yeah.
I wonder how that's gonna work because Cortana like that was super sad for me.
Yeah.
Like Halo 3 was sad as hell because you thought Master Chief is fucking dead,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. That was crazy. Like watching her just get rampancy like worse and worse and worse. I don't know. I'm very interested to see how this is gonna play out.
So then, what if the theme of the raid was like trying to get or like rescue Cortana or something like that?
I would have to play. I would have to play through Halo 5 again to be able to really remember what the fuck happened at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say that Cortana, like Master Chief, is going after Cortana, and Cortana is like fucking running away with one of those guardians, like one of those
Yeah.
guardians.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the dialogue between the two, but that's what I remember. And I don't know, like where the fuck is she going? Is she going to search out like other AI, like or going to destroy humanity? Like
Activate other rings or something. I don't know.
yeah, right?
Who and maybe the
Fake war.
events. Well, maybe the events of those games like just don't impact this at all.
Mm,
Like they just kind of say, well, we messed up on those, and this
oh,
is we're starting over with Halo Infinite. Um,
yeah, that would
because
be
it's
interesting.
a spiritual reboot, is what they kind of have described it as.
Hmm. So they're just gonna say, fuck that. Chapters 1 through 5, burn them.
I mean, sometimes you kind of have to do that to innovate on a game and change a game for the better, like how God of War did.
I've only played the most recent God of War, and that game is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be. I haven't played any of them, but they uh, it's supposed to be like radically different than the games that came before it. So they took a long beloved series that had kind of grown a little bit long in the tooth, and innovated on it in some pretty risky but serious ways, and that paid off for them
Hmm.
because the game's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I just know that it follows Kratos throughout the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking that story is so crazy because Kratos like murders his wife and his daughter, and jeez, the God of War like gives him a chance, and then fucking Kratos kills all the gods. It's crazy.
He's a bad dude. Uh,
That game is so
but
good. I can't wait for
well, in closing, I think that a Destiny style raid could work really well and would be really awesome in Halo Infinite. Um,
oh hell yeah. But yeah, I think that there's gonna be strikes and shit like along with that though, or something similar to that. Like I think that it might just I don't know. In my eyes, it's probably gonna correlate a lot like Destiny does, like where there's gonna be like strikes in a raid, and then like missions that you can do like on your own and shit.
well, that would be really fun. So you have your main campaign, you have your multiplayer. The multiplayer is going to be free to play
Oh hell yeah,
and will run at 120 frames per second on the Series X.
that's ridiculous.
That's pretty crazy, and awesome at the same time. Can't wait to play that. Uh, so you're gonna have your main campaign, you're gonna have your multiplayer, and then there's gonna be some kind of third, or potentially there could be some kind of third thing. Like some of the Halos before had the firefight mode.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, who knows if they'll keep that, but you know, yeah, having a raid or strikes or something kind of fit into that third category would be pretty sweet.
I think it'd be really interesting if it like if they just completely are trying to reboot. I understand, but like I think it'd be really interesting if they went and like kind of went back to like the old games, like Halo, like ODST, and fucking like had like you could go back and like witness something from there, or they gained or brought like inspiration from the old games. I think that'd be pretty interesting.
Hmm.
It's like, what if there was like a strike where you had to like go and like rescue like some ODST people?
That'd be pretty cool. And it could be just be like a well in the beginning, you know, they probably have like a couple of these strikes. I mean, for lack of a better word. And then you know, as the game grows, you know, they could take like one event uh, anytime throughout, I guess, Halo's history or present, and explore that event in you know in a strike or something like that. Like you were talking about, going through and rescuing some ODST people. Or what if like they went back into Reach? You know, like one of the things in Reach, or like something from Halo 2, or and you know anything like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. You get to open up one event and kind of dive into it a little bit more. Like it could have some story significance too.
Yeah, because that that'd be really interesting. Or like, what if we learn more about like Halsey, like that she's like
Yeah,
the doctor.
yeah,
What if we learned more about her, like, or she sent us like videos or something from like the fucking past, and it comes up like in this game?
that would be really crazy and really cool.
That would be so fucking cool. Or find out like how Cortana really got like matched with John, like Spartan 117. Like, I think that that would be interesting because like Cortana always, or I would always hear like sound bites of like Cortana talking, and it's like she like picked him. Like, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, I don't know because I was just playing through Halo Combat Evolved 2 days ago,
Yeah,
and I mean at the beginning of the game, uh, the Commander Keys gives Cortana to you as Spartan 117. So
yeah.
her saying that she chose him, yeah, that's an interesting thing.
Because oh fuck, I was watching, or like I've been really like listening to like a lot of like lo-fi music, and like there's like they people make different like kinds. So there's like Avatar, like they sample things from like Avatar, like The Last Airbender. That's what I've been listening to a lot lately. But there was one that was like Halo, and like there was a fucking soundbite from Halo 3, and it's like one of the first. I think it is the first mission, where like you're the Pelicans going down, and fucking Master Chief like just comes in like a goddamn
Uh
comet
huh.
and fucking crash lands in the goddamn
Yep.
jungle, and it's Cortana talking, and she's like, yeah, "You know why I picked you?" And it's like, she's like, "You're the lucky
Uh
one."
huh.
And I was just like, who? I didn't know that you picked him. It's like the wand. The wand picks the wizard. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
God damn. Oh, that's so interesting. That's it's just so weird. Cortana's a beast, though. I hope that, or like, what if that's like that, one of the first like raids is like we have to go and like we figure out a way to fucking Halsey sends us some shit from the fucking past, and it's like how to cure rampancy, and so we had to go out in the fucking deep space and go find Cortana and fight this guardian.
That would be pretty dope.
Yeah,
There's like so many possibilities.
and so we're still like we're still pretty far out from this shit.
Not really. I mean, it's 5 months.
That's 5 months,
Not
son.
even four. Four
Like you
more.
were saying, nobody's fucking. I don't know who else is like comparing Halo this hard to Destiny.
I've
Like,
well, just with the platform thing and like the 10-year plan, people have said something, but like not in like the structure. You know how we are talking about it here. How maybe there's going to be a raid, or they could do these strikes instead of having a firefight mode, which is essentially just like a horde mode kind of. Um, yeah, I think it would be really cool if they took some cues from Destiny and implemented them into Halo Infinite. Because why not? Like, well, don't be so like if for 343 to think that they're above doing something like that is dumb. Like, learn from your competition. Essentially, I mean, because all games are
well, who made
competing against.
three four
Huh?
343 made
No,
Destiny, and then
343 is
or
the Halo maker.
then
Currently,
who made
Bungie makes Halo 1, 2, and 3, and then makes Destiny.
uh,
So
yeah. Well,
if they, I mean,
I don't know why they would.
yeah, they could totally pull inspiration from Destiny. Like, why couldn't you? You should. Because Destiny's fun. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. It's kind of a mess right now, but it's got a lot of good stuff in it. I haven't played at
Why is it?
all recently because I just haven't played Xbox really at all because I've just been busy with the garden and Theo and doing working and having people visit. Like, it's been a pretty crazy past month and a half.
Yeah, you did run a motel for a short period of time.
That's okay. It was awesome. It was, uh, we love having people over, because it kind of breaks up the monotony of living so far away and not having the ability to just pop over for dinner one night.
Oh,
You know.
soon though, you'll be back around, and we'll make mom make dinner and
Oh
shit.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Um, yeah, I can't wait. And then the two fantasy football drafts. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh God, your video just turned super tiny. Yeah, we're definitely gonna figure out how to use Discord next. Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh God. Oh, now it's huge. Oh,
technical difficult.
that's okay. That's okay. And I gotta figure out how to fucking make this audio only. I gotta figure out like a hosting site to be able to do this. So we can just put the
Audio only.
upload the audio, just do a regular podcast, not just YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do all that shit. But I ain't got a lot of time. So yeah. But yeah, so we're coming back at the probably the 26th or the 27th. Now, I don't
Oh,
want
nice.
to. We were gonna do the 22nd, but I don't want to be away from the garden for so long, because that's like
Yeah.
around the time like tomatoes are gonna be coming in like crazy. Green beans are already coming in really good. I've got about 5 jars of
Oh damn.
those. Yeah. Um, our hot peppers, our sweet peppers, and that's pretty much all we're gonna get. Everything else just sucks. Everything else is just gone to shit. Because you have
Wide
well,
shit.
the fucking deer are eating all my corn. Um, my zucchinis are getting eaten all by bugs. I think there's one plant that's still alive.
Damn.
Um, cucumbers are doing just shitty. I don't know why. They're just not doing good. Watermelon. We have a single watermelon that's
I
growing.
think I remember seeing it when I was there.
Yeah. We've got it's still there. It's getting bigger, but we got a single watermelon. Pumpkins are doing okay. I think about half of them are dead. And then the beets are totally overgrown with just grass. I'm just saying fuck it. I'm going out there. I'm weed whacking a bunch of stuff tomorrow morning. Gonna go out there and weed whack because it's just overgrown with grass. Like it's ridiculous. The grass is like hip high.
Oh my god.
It's so fucking tall. So they have a at the lands that I'm planting at or that I'm growing my stuff at. They have a weed whacker, but it's the one with the freaking blade, the 3 blades on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And
The
it sucks.
triangle.
Yeah, it's terrible. So the one blade,
The grass.
the one blade keeps flying off,
Ah,
and so you have to whatever. I know how to fix it, but I don't know if it's actually going to fix it. But
okay.
whatever. I'm not gonna bother with it. I borrowed a real like string trimmer from my friends, and but it's the only thing is it's battery powered. So
Mm.
I'm gonna go out there with this fucking battery powered weed whacker trying to cut down this 3 foot tall grass. So I don't know.
How the fuck's that gonna work?
He says it works well, and he's
Does he
got
know that you're doing fucking brush?
yeah no, but it's gonna work for more than 30 seconds at a time. So I
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I can actually probably get a lot done. But yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of potatoes too, so that's good. Tomatoes, potatoes, jalapenos, green peppers, green beans, and that's pretty much about it. So
That's still like a decent amount of shit. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's fine. I just want to be able to eat one watermelon, one ear of corn, and make one pumpkin pie with from my pumpkins. Um, and if it, I mean, if it sucks, everything else sucks, whatever. But I just want
So
to get
what
one.
are you gonna do that again next year? Like next summer? Or like what do you
At this place, I'm hoping that we're gonna be living in our own place next year
Yeah.
and actually have like a a yard or whatever, be able to do that. I've been looking at places to buy that are cheap, like so that way we can just um, buy some cheap place now, and then in a couple years it'll be worth way more, and then we just sell it and move somewhere permanently.
Yeah.
But
So I
there's
mean
no point in renting for
no.
me, because I don't know, I just don't want to anymore. Like I'd rather gain an asset in a house than just throw money away to rent. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's what I'm thinking right now. But yeah, I mean, but if I have to, then yeah, probably do it at the same place next year.
What are you gonna do differently then? Like, what have you learned from this time around?
Uh, that there's way better ways to do what they do there currently. Like I'm just doing what they have as like kind of acceptable practices. Like I'm not going out of my in my ideas going I'm not going so too far out in like my ideas of what I want to like implement there, because it's not my it's not my place. Because if it was, I would have, because they got a bunch of woods there. Like I would
Yeah.
be cutting down trees, chipping them up, using that as mulch, having chickens run out there, and uh, weeding for me, like not tilling at all. Like they tilled everything up. They so like I don't know. I would just do things radically different, and I think it would be harder in the beginning, but way easier to maintain,
Yeah.
um, and way better for the soil to do it the way that I want to do it. But like I said, it's not it's not my land, so I'm not just gonna do these crazy things, and I'm not going out to buy a fucking wood chipper and a
Yeah,
chainsaw for one summer. Like that doesn't, you know. But
yeah,
if
but
I
it's
had my own place, then it would be worth it.
yeah, that'd be fun. Like that's all I've done at work these like past 2 weeks is fucking cut down. I am a true lumberjack now. I live the life of cutting trees, and it was fucking awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. Like you saw the pictures,
Yeah,
what we fucking cleared. That was I am apparently immune. I'm apparently immune
knock on
to
wood.
shit. I'm apparently immune to poison ivy because we were seriously cutting down just trees, bushes, shrubs, fucking everything. And there is a shit ton of ivy. And I was handling all of it. And like the people I was down with, they all were like handling it.
Yeah,
And I'm the only one that didn't get poison ivy.
nice.
So that's kind of I pat myself in the back for that one.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, but I
Uh,
think yeah, I would love to have some woods, um, and be able to do what I, how I'm. To me, it's a much more sustainable, like regenerative way to garden rather than tilling everything up and just because that's just not how nature works. Like when in nature does the ground get totally destroyed and ripped apart? You know, never.
when there's glacier that fucking goes over it, you know what I'm saying?
Sure, and that's a major, major event that changes the landscape forever.
It's just the typical ice age, don't you know?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. But like I said, I've been looking at places that are pretty cheap, like a freaking like 100 grand, 150. Uh,
Or what would you get with that? Because I don't know the price of land or
I
anything like
well for a house because I don't want to build a house. I just want to move in. You know,
that. Okay,
so that would get you like a house, and depending on where, um, you know, anywhere from like 2 to 10 acres of land.
shit.
So, um,
I feel like I don't know. Out here. I feel like it's different. Like I feel like that wouldn't get you as much back home.
probably not. I mean, but for that amount of money, if you're just buying land, you can get anywhere from like 70. Well, really, I've seen 40 acres of land for 100 grand, but typically like 70 to 130 for that price range. Like if I was just gonna buy land, but obviously we need a place to live, so
Yeah, probably. Not just gonna go out and go camping all the time.
I mean
Yeah, but
it'd be fun, but not in the winter, that's for sure.
no, fuck that. I like it warm sometimes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
mom keeps this house like a goddamn ice box, but fuck, it's nice to be warm sometimes.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it, been looking around. There's some good options around here, but I just don't know if I want to pull the trigger on anything just yet.
Where do you think the forever house would be?
I don't know. It depends, because I mean, if I can still work remotely, it would be wherever we want. Because Hannah will be able to find a job pretty much anywhere too. She
Yeah,
would just have to take like because for being an occupational therapy person, she would just have to take like the state exam to get her license or whatever for whatever state we live in. So really, it could be anywhere. Um,
yeah.
if I can continue to work remotely. So, yeah, no, haven't figured nailed that one down just yet. But
Well,
how?
yeah, I didn't think that you would have. I was just curious as it's like you put thought towards it.
No, it all depend on Hannah's career pretty much. and
Yeah.
where she wants to be at. Because yeah, I can work pretty much anywhere right now, and should be able to in the future, but it's not 100% certain just yet. But should be able to.
That'd be fucking awesome. Like, Summer's brother, Billy is. That's what he's gonna do for a while. Because they have a van that
Hmm.
has like a bed in the fucking back,
Yeah,
nice van, and he's just working remotely. So he said that he's just gonna go out traveling. Like he's just gonna go out and do shit.
that's awesome. I mean, if I was a single guy, making good money like I am now and had no responsibilities, like why wouldn't you do something cool like that?
Yeah, that's
But
that's what everybody. Because like I tell everybody at work that like I want to go out and travel and see like, the world, and there's like everybody that's so like, I tell it to is like, yeah, well, you're single, and I'm just like, all right, well, yeah,
that's
I am.
that's a benefit in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I was just like, well, why the fuck are you saying it like that?
Yeah.
It's like because I think that there's a lot of people who they married and they don't necessarily enjoy traveling, and they fucking shot themselves in the foot by not doing it while they were young because now they'll
Mm.
never get the chance to do it.
Mm. Well, I really appreciate the fact that we went a lot of places as kids,
Oh yeah,
on vacations, whether it was for baseball or not, it just a pure vacation. I really appreciate that. We went to a lot of different places. Like Hannah's family, they only went to the cabin. Like that's it. So I mean, and that place is awesome, but you didn't get to have other experiences or see other things. Like I really want to take her to Yellowstone, and I think that'd be a lot of fun. But
yeah,
yeah, we'll
that'd
see.
be so lit. I mean, especially because Theo's so young. I don't know that you'd really have to pay for like have like to bring him along. Really, like I
Mm,
don't like remember we had to pay to go into a lot of the places. Like you had to buy like a pass.
yeah,
Um, I think it'd be
I think it's
interesting.
just per car that you pay for. I don't really know if it's.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think it's just per car. I don't think it's per person, but I don't remember exactly.
I don't recall exactly. That was that's a while ago by now. Holy fuck! I'm almost out of high school for 5 years.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Time goes by fast. I'm gonna be 27 in a month.
That's
Mm-hmm.
you're old. You're
Yeah.
old.
Oh yeah. I'm on the wrong side of 20, man. I'm closer to 30. Hannah just crossed that line too. She just turned 26.
Shit.
Yeah. So that's why I told her. I was like, "You're on the wrong side of 20, girl. You old now." No.
You old now?
But like I think
Because
I look at all these people that like Joe Rogan has on, like he was talking to Rob Lowe the other day, and they're both like mid 50s, and they are like kicking ass, you know. So like I'm like, okay, well if I just keep working out and eating pretty good, like why can't
you'll be
that
all
be
right.
me? Yeah, why can't that be me? Like sure, I mean I'll probably have less hair than I do right now, but
Look at how much hair Joe Rogan has. You're
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I was like, oh, honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. I love having my hair short. I think I look weird without a beard, but
Yeah.
I think I like having my hair short like this, so it doesn't bother me at all.
You'd look like a thumb if you didn't have fucking fake.
Yeah, that is true. But I wear a hat 90% of the time when I'm outside anyway. Like the
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
bother me at all.
Goddamn. Joe Rogan just had on Post Malone. I want to watch that interview.
I
I
listened
think
to
it's.
that one. It was okay. They talked
I
about a
heard they
lot of
didn't
stuff.
really talk about the music. They didn't really talk about the music. It was just
Huh.
like
No, they were just talking about all sorts of wild shit.
Damn, that's fucking awesome. I think I enjoy Post Malone a lot. Like I enjoy his music, but like he's just a fucking stand up dude. Like
Yeah.
he does goes on the podcast like knowing that that's a fucking huge platform.
Oh
Like that
yeah.
is a huge platform to that he could talk about his music and like give more insight about his music. But he's nah, we're just gonna talk about aliens and
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
shit.
That's pretty much all they talked about. It wasn't like the most interesting one, but they were just having they were just having fun, just talking. But I wasn't like the most intrigued by it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was just funny. Like the Bob Lazar when Bob Lazar
Oh,
talks to that's fucking interesting.
dude, that shit.
Really.
I was listening to one of them, one about aliens. I think it was the Commander Fravor one, and then there was one with Bob Lazar that I listened to when Mom and Dad were here, and Dad was
Mm.
getting into it. Yeah, he was like,
Like he liked it or
yeah,
was like, oh,
yeah, he was like, I gotta listen to this. So I showed him how to do podcasts on his phone. He's
yeah.
like, yeah. So I think he's listening to that stuff now when he's working. So I
Just so
got him into it.
because oh god, the other day I came up from a basement and I think it was like for dinner or something, and they had he had something paused on the TV, and it was like just a picture of Bob Lazar, and I like I paid attention like I know who the fuck that is, so I was like, what is this like why are we, Mom doesn't believe in outer space, why are you watching shit about fucking aliens? It's like how do you know Bob Lazar? It's like dude, don't worry about it.
Oh man,
I want to watch this documentary. I've heard the documentary on Netflix. Like the beginning is kind of like Twilight Zone ish bullshit, but I've heard that it's actually a pretty good documentary. I haven't watched it yet, but
no, I
I'm
haven't
into it.
either. I've just listened to him talk, and then there was another guy on who it was a guy who was a reporter who kind of broke the story about Bob Lazar, I think. Um, and he is like way into the into the aliens sphere, So that's what I was listening to, and then I listened to the Commander Fravor one, and then
Yeah,
I heard the Bob Lazar one a long time ago.
yeah.
Jesus, I don't know what you're
But
doing,
the
but
other
your
night when I
freaking
was
thing is
cat,
going nuts. There it
what?
goes. It's back to normal. I don't know. It just keeps getting small and then getting big, normal size. It's so weird. We gotta get rid of
I
Skype,
just
figure
fucking
out how to work Discord. But
yeah.
okay,
But
go ahead.
fucking the other night when I was catfishing, I saw like the shooting. I saw two shooting stars, and they were the weirdest shooting stars that I've ever seen in my life. Because like you know that I'm like pretty into astrophotography, which is
Mm-hmm.
just taking pictures of stars. And so I spent a few nights out in the boons just fucking looking at the stars, like looking at the night sky, and I've seen a lot of shooting stars.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting down like by the river or whatever, and like just over like the western horizon from where we were, I was just spacing out and like you ever get that feeling like maybe I should just pay attention like a little bit. Like you're just like fading out a little bit, and you're just like, God damn it! Like your eyes accidentally come into focus on something, like right as it's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That ever happened?
Not that I can
So
remember, but I'm sure it has.
yeah, or like there's like weird times where like there's like a stoplight and I would be sitting at, and it's like I just coincidentally turn my head to the left and like watch a car accident happen. It's
Hmm.
fucking is. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and like all of a sudden my eyes focus in on like because like there's the Big Dipper above me and I was looking below it like really like right above like the tree line. I don't know what the fuck I was looking at, but there's like a green streak of light that was like pretty dim. It looked like a fucking comet. So like it broke across the horizon and right before it like got above like the tree line, it went dark. and then got super fucking bright. And I
Hmm.
was like, that's really weird. Like, did any, because I was with some other people, and I was like, did you guys see that shit? Like, what the fuck was that? And like Nathan was like, yeah, I just saw a bright green flash of light. I thought it was somebody like over on the tree line or something. Like, nah, dude, that was a comet or something. Then there's just another one, like same thing. I've never seen a green, like weird green comet before.
It was probably whatever the element that was in the that was composed of the comet. Like when it was
Yeah.
breaking up, it produced a green light.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
That's what I was thinking about too. Is like it was probably just entering the atmosphere
Hmm.
and then burnt out like its outer shell or something, and then fucking as soon as it broke through the atmosphere, that was like the bright poof of light that I saw. I was
Yeah.
just like, holy shit, that was really fucking cool though. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen something like that. Like holy shit.
So do you think um do you think it was coming more like down through the atmosphere than going across?
I
Is
think
that
that it it started going like across because I watched it shoot like across the sky and then it went dark and then that's when I don't know why the fuck it went dark just to light back up like that. Maybe
hmm.
a piece broke off, was just coming down straight towards her.
Or
I
it
don't
was
know.
going through a different layer, of the atmosphere?
Yeah, yeah, it could be. It was really cool though. I need to start bringing my camera down to the river when I go there, my tripod.
Yeah, yeah, you totally should. And then take some take some astrophotography down there while you're trying to catch some river monsters.
I had a dream last night that I actually caught a fucking huge catfish, but I haven't caught a catfish in a while. Caught some big ass bass recently though.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Well, when I'm back, we'll go fishing. Try to catch some stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I love that shit. Just go down, sit down out by the river. You gotta have boots, jeans, and sweatshirt. Even though it's summer, it's fucking mosquitoes are bad down there.
Yeah, I bet. There's the good thing about being out here is there's not a lot of bugs. Not a lot of bugs
Jesus,
out
that's
here.
like yesterday we were cutting shit and like I don't know what the hell the bug was. It was like a little like almost see through like fly almost like 50,000 of them on my back.
Oh God, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was that was fun. Like we had to take like the blower and like blow each other off because they're so bad on all of us. I don't know what the hell they were. It's not like they were biting me or nothing, but it was just weird.
I don't. Yeah, I can't even think about that. I don't know if I've ever had any experience like that. So you're just covered in like some kind of, what are they, like fully grown bugs? Or are they like the larval form, or like what? Like
No,
why
they're
are they
fully grown.
swarming?
Like I don't know. It was just maybe it was just like where we were at or what we were cutting or I don't know. I've ran into some fucking weird bugs. Like all right, I found a tree frog.
Yeah.
I did not know that there were tree frogs out by us. That's the
Yeah.
first tree frog I've ever seen in my life, like out in the wild.
Hmm. Okay.
So I thought that was interesting. And then one time we were leaving the bait fish, like where we would go catch bait fish,
Mm-hmm.
and like I go to put my phone in my back pocket, and like I feel something crawling up my ass. I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck is this? 'Cause it is not small, and it feels like kind of like a praying mantis kind of
Oh
bug.
God.
And so like I like shake it off my hand and it's like freaking the fuck out because I was like, I don't know what this is. This is a monster. I could probably cast this out and use it as bait. Fucking it was massive. You know what a Dobson fly is?
No.
Oh god, look it up. It is fucking disgusting.
All right,
Like
I'll pull it up right now.
it's it was like seriously probably like 4 inches long and it had some fucking huge pincers on it.
Oh, what the fuck?
It, it was
No
it
way.
was
This was
fucking
on
terrifying.
you?
Yes, crawling up my ass.
No.
Oh yeah.
No. Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, it was it wasn't
This
it
this
wasn't the
this
one
guy
with the
right here
super long. Yeah, it's the one on the right. It
without
didn't
the
have those
pincers?
fucking super long. It didn't have super long pincers. So like if you look at
Oh.
the next picture,
Yeah.
if you look at the next picture, show
Yeah.
me what you're seeing.
This?
Ah, fuck. Yeah, it's probably had like half of the length of
Oh.
those pincers. That was crawling up my fucking
I d-
ass, dude.
where the fuck were you when you got that?
Um, over so like I was off Fox Road in a neighborhood over by Hoover.
Jesus
That
Christ.
literally like scared the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
it was
imagine.
a female. It was a female Dobson fly that was crawling on me. That's what it was. Oh
Ugh.
fuck! God
Yeah.
damn it! That
No,
shit
thank
still
you.
gives me shit.
No, thank
Like
you.
I've never seen anything that fucking looks like that in my life. Oh god, if you've never seen a Dobson fly, I don't recommend looking it up. It will give you nightmares.
Yeah. That looks like a giant version of a fly, like a prehistoric version of a fly.
Yeah,
Like
seen
when
some
when
badass
when the
pictures.
atmosphere had more oxygen and bugs were the size of trucks.
That
Imagine
shit
that if we
did.
went like back in time, some land before time shit. Went back there and there was literally just like a dragonfly the size of like a Volkswagen Beetle just flying
Yep,
around
just
fucking things
yep.
up. Yeah.
Take you and eat your brains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dragonfly
yeah.
larvae live in like water and they are vicious predators. They eat and kill everything.
No way, I did not know that.
Yeah, they are violent. So you go swimming and you get eaten by one of those things.
Oh,
Yeah.
because like Matt, well then, so the fucking full-grown adult is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. How
Mhm.
fucking big are these larvae?
Oh, probably pretty big. I don't think they're that much smaller honestly than the full grown dragonfly.
You're fucked
Yeah.
after that. It's just game over after that, man.
Yeah. Humans are so soft. Like you look at like nature. Well, nature is just amazing. Like you look at all these different kinds of insects and animals and all this kind of thing, and how violent and vicious and ruthless the world is, like the insect world, or the freaking African safari, or even just
God,
like
yeah.
even like just your neighborhood, like cats or coyotes killing birds
Oh,
and squirrels and everything's fighting and scrapping to live. And then you're like, yeah, my life's hard because uh, I stubbed my toe. Like, okay, okay.
dude, did I ever tell you I heard a cat get mauled by a fucking pack of coyotes one night?
I think so. Yeah.
Fuck, that shit was the scariest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. Like, uh, that cat was making noises that I ain't never heard an animal make before. Whatever. So it was like middle of winter, and I was taking pictures at night because winter it's better to take astrophotography because the light pollution is normally down,
Hmm.
and the you can see more clearly through the atmosphere. Now, if the moon's out, then you're kind of fucked. But
Right.
normally, it's not. So like, go out at normally like 1 o'clock just to like get my camera like accumulated or acclimated to the cold. Yeah, fucking go out there and like as soon as I get out there, it's like, God, winter. I love winter because it is so quiet at night. It is so quiet. that just means you can hear a whole fucking lot more. So I'm out like taking pictures, and I'm like getting my focus ring set on the. I was trying to just capture like the Big Dipper, and all of a sudden I hear like the Yodes yipping out in the field. And I'm like, okay, like it's normal. Gives me kind of like the chills. I'm like 15 years old, giving me the chills. It's like, all right, fuck this. I'm gonna go inside, leave the camera out here. They're not gonna fuck with the cameras, whatever. So I go inside, and I'm just like, all right, like let's go. I was taking a time lapse, and I went out to go and make sure that it was still running because it was colder than fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I go out. As soon as I open the door the second time, I just hear this cat like meowing like super loud, not like normal like meh. It's like yelling, like it is yelling at something, and I don't hear the fucking Yodes anymore. Silent. Okay, kind of fucking weird. Cat sounded pretty close, like it's probably a street over from our house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, all right, I'm gonna move my camera a little bit and like fuck around with it for a while. And I just heard this cat just get more and more fucking pissed off. He's like just hissing and like yelling and fucking. Then you heard the Yodes again, and you heard that cat just get torn. Like, oh god, I just said fuck it. I grabbed my camera and fucking ran inside. I was not sitting out there listening to this fucking cat get its limbs ripped off. Like, oh fuck man. Yeah, they got it. They sure got it. I don't know where at, but they got it. So nature is violent, man.
Nature is absolutely violent. Uh, and that's yeah, it's a good way to end it, I think. Uh,
All right.
yeah. Thanks for watching. See you next time.